Marvel 2-in-1 is a comic book series that was published in the Bronze Age, featuring Ben Grimm, also known as The Thing. Each issue would find The Thing teamed up with another character from the Marvel Universe. The special Christmas issue, number 8, released in December 1974, with a cover date of March 1975, was to include the Ghost Rider. This festive story, entitled Silent Night, Deadly Night, starts with Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider, having recently wrestled back his soul from the clutches of Satan. He now must decide what to do with his newly earned freedom. He searches for a sign in the Arizona desert. Suddenly, he comes across 3 men on camels, which causes him to skid out of control onto the desert floor. Coming to his aid, the men check to see if the Ghost Rider is hurt. He's fine, but asks the men who they are. They reply that they are the 3 kings, following a star, seeking the child of prophecy. As Johnny picks up his bike, the strangers ask him if he wants to join their pilgrimage. After all, they have enough myrrh and frankincense gifts for the 4 of them to give to the infant. But Johnny, being impatient, wants to continue at speed, so he rides off ahead into the desert. On the roof of the Baxter Building, headquarters to the Fantastic Four, Ben Grimm is helping Reed Richards with the assembly of a powerful telescope. Ben complains about having to work on Christmas Eve, but Reed assures him that his modified telescope is needed to observe this celestial event. A new star has appeared in the heavens, similar to the event that happened almost 2,000 years ago, but Ben is not interested as he goes to find Alicia Masters. Although she is blind, Alicia still gets excited about lighting the Christmas tree, as the joy she senses from others makes her happy. In the living room, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, is receiving a Yuletide kiss from Medusa. Namorita looks after young Franklin Richards and Wundar, while Sue Richards is serving eggnog to Annie. Ben suggests they go ahead with the tree lighting, as Reed is stargazing. Just a typical American Christmas. Johnny doesn't need a second invitation, as he pulls out a heat-activated device that Reed made to activate the lights. With a bang and a flash, the tree explodes into life, looking more like the 4th of July than Christmas. Medusa is surprised that Reed is not more subtle than this. The rest all look on at this bizarre sight, as Ben starts to laugh at the thought of Reed attempting to light up the tree with electronics by wiring up every single branch, as he falls over the couch saying he thought Reed didn't have any Christmas spirit. Meanwhile, 2,000 miles away, the Ghost Rider approaches the location where the new star is pointing. Just over a rocky ridge, he sees a Middle Eastern town right out of biblical times. Either someone is making this happen again, or he must be high on loco weed. Riding down to investigate, it seems not to be a mirage and does actually appear to be real. However, the people are not the Semitic type, but appear to be American Indians. There is more to this than meets the eye, as if he didn't have enough to worry about already. Johnny knocks on the door of the inn seeking further information, but the innkeeper slams the door in his face, telling him that they are full. That came as no surprise, as he decides to check the stable. Peering inside, he sees a proud couple and a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. Suddenly, a shadowy figure commands the Ghost Rider to halt, and forbids him to enter the stable. He declares that he is the creator, and the child is his, ordering Johnny to leave. The Ghost Rider says it is the whole world's business, and he is not leaving until he gets some answers. The stranger says he is the answer of all answers, and summons a whirlwind, shouting, "Be gone!" as the Ghost Rider is picked up in the swirling, twisting cyclone, taking him away from the ancient city and depositing him back on the ridge. Johnny can't believe what just happened. But before he can even get to his feet, the skull cycle is thrown at him, causing Johnny to leap out of the way. For the sake of his sanity, and maybe his very soul, the Ghost Rider is determined to get to the bottom of this mystery. Back at the Baxter Building, the ever-loving blue-eyed thing is still laughing as Reed studies a map. but not a star chart, it is a map of America. He confirms the star is pointing at Wyatt Wingfoot's Indian Reservation in Arizona and asks Ben to prep the pogo plane to investigate. Ben tells Rubbernose he ain't going nowhere. Reed needs to spend Christmas with his family and enjoy the party. The Thing tells Reed he has been working far too hard and that he will go to investigate why the star is pointing at the Indian Reservation. Minutes later, the 5-story tower of the Baxter Building shudders with the roar of jet engines as the Fantastic Four Pogo orbital plane lifts off, destined for Arizona, the Indian Reservation. With a strangely pensive Ben Grimm at the controls, flying at Mach 4, he arrives at the destination an hour later. But instead of the reservation, he sees a biblical town. Johnny Blaze sees the approaching pogo plane at the same time Ben sees what he believes is a flare burning on the ridge. Landing the jet, he approaches the flare for answers. But recognizing Johnny Blaze, they exchange information and agree to work together to find answers. Just then, the 3 kings arrive as Johnny jumps onto his bike, preparing to stir up a ruckus. With that, the Ghost Rider puts up a simple fire circle around the 3 kings and tells them to hold, as he says he is the avenging angel who wields the flame of righteousness and that he requires their aid. Well, at least that sounded good anyway. Ben and Johnny enter the town disguised as kings. They enter the stable where Ben, almost lost for words, approaches the child, declaring he has brought myrrh, whatever that is. Behind them a voice declares that the scenario is complete and that he is now the power, the answer, the word, the law. Ben and Johnny, expecting to surprise the shadowy figure, are they themselves shocked to see the miracle man standing before them. He is angry that the accursed Thing and the skull-face intruder have interfered with his plans. As the 2 heroes prepare to hit the miracle man, he is furious that they have ruined his almost perfect plan. He cannot let them live. Bolts from his hands strike the 2 peaceful animals in the stable that change into monsters that immediately attack the Thing and the Ghost Rider. As the Thing wrestles with one of the monsters that looks like a bull, Ben wants to know how he escaped the Indian mystics who taught him his skills. Despite despising and hating the Thing, the miracle man is so wrapped up in his self-importance, he begins to tell his tale. The last the Fantastic Four saw of the miracle man was when the dead spirits of Chimuzwa took him away from the earth to cure him. He became their pupil again and forced him to listen to their teachings and how he was wrong to seek immortality and absolute power. They taught him only one may be absolute in the universe. He who is the earth, the sun, the moon, and all the stars. However, the miracle man betrayed their teachings, and having been given the greatest inspiration of all, attacked them in their sleep. Giving them substance, he returned to earth to attain his godhood, to bend the cosmos to his will by creating a messiah. Then, by definition, he would be the absolute, having created a child, totally immaculate, without father or mother. Cursing the dull-witted interfering heroes, he decides that they must pay for ruining his plans of perfection. Mustering his power, he prepares to kill Johnny Blaze, but suddenly the miracle man's powers leave him as the Ghost Rider turns on his spooky act. Foolish mortal, did you think me truly helpless? As the Ghost Rider shatters his dreams by making him mortal again. With this, the Thing dispatches the monster holding him and prepares to attack the miracle man, who can't believe his power is gone. However, feeling his powers return, he blasts the Thing, and this so-called Angel of Death will see his wrath, as he declares, "O little town, you shall perish in flames," And as for all the Indians, as they are prisoners of his will, they too will burn. Maddened with rage, the Miracle Man races through the streets, setting fire to all he sees. Then making his way to the ridge, he pauses to gloat at his defeat turned to triumph. While back at the Inferno, the monsters start to vanish, and the Ghost Rider struggles free. As the Ghost Rider starts to save the Indians, he rushes to help Ben. Fortunately, he has come round and manages to make his own way out of the blazing town. He tells Ben to go after the Miracle Man, and he will deal with the fire. The Thing is initially reluctant to leave the Ghost Rider alone, but Johnny assures him that the flames won't harm him. As for the Miracle Man, he believes he has won, and will try his plan again next year. But Ben has other ideas as he charges up the ridge to make him look like Miracle Margarine. Forewarned, the Miracle Man matches Ben's strength and stops his charge. Then Ben remembers from their last encounter that the Miracle Man can't use his powers if he can't see. So Ben throws sand into his eyes. The Thing then decides it's clobbering time. Unconscious, the illusions fade away, and the two wise men left on the ridge turn out to be Chismuzwa. The third rode into town with them on the camels, and the fourth spirit was contained in the child. It was the Miracle Man's idea of a joke. With the reservation back to normal, the only unexplained part was that the child did not vanish, so perhaps there was something special about the child after all. The Ghost Rider bids farewell to the Thing, as he still has his own personal questions to answer. The Thing is still puzzled why the fire or the Miracle Man's blast didn't hurt him, as the Ghost Rider disappears into the desert. Johnny wonders if he had help tonight. Either way, he is alive, and perhaps this is the most important Christmas this century will ever know. If you enjoyed this Marvel 2-in-1 Christmas special, why not leave a comment? And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you wish to see similar content from the retro attic man cave. Merry Christmas to one and all.